Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge, enormous, amazing news. This has vindicated everything. I don't want to pat myself on the back because I'm always patting myself on the back. Because almost everything I say, I don't want to say that I'm always right, but most of the time, sometimes I'm wrong like every human being, but most of the time, I'm spot on. All of those channels that talked about Trump Russia and oh my God, and then the roof is caving in, and the other shoe is about to drop, and Trump and Mueller's gonna get him. All of those channels, all of those journalists, all of those publications were wrong. I was right from day one. You were right from day one. We all knew that the Steele dossier, CrowdStrike, Alexander Downer was linked to Clinton. I wrote that in the Federalist. Rush Limbaugh shared that twice, 2 days in a row, that article. It's below in the pinned comment. I said Clinton would lose the election. She lost the election. My writing made a clear distinction between Bernie Sanders and Clinton, saying that Clinton would lose to Trump. Now, Bernie Sanders obviously is not the person I thought he was. President Trump is a great president. Thank God he won. And now we have this total and complete vindication for President Trump and everything we've been saying. Judge dismisses DNC hacking lawsuit against Trump. Team says claims, quote, entirely divorced from facts. Entirely divorced from facts. This is a Fox article. Judge dismisses DNC lawsuit entirely divorced from facts. A federal judge in frank terms Tuesday dismissed a lawsuit by the Democratic National Committee. Against key members of the Trump campaign in WikiLeaks over hacked DNC documents. By the way, we have no clue if they were hacked. The ODNI report is only confident, highly confident, and that such judgments might be wrong. It literally says that. Saying they, quote, did not participate in any wrongdoing in obtaining materials in the first place. Wow. And therefore bore no legal liability for disseminating the information. So, sorry, Democrats, you cheated Bernie Sanders, and we found out, and everyone read the information that forced Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign. You sinister, cowardly, insidious, pathetic, weak losers. One of the emoluments cases dismissed. UK ambassador resigns. DNC fraud. The DNC lawsuit against President Trump and Assange kicked out, dismissed, entirely divorced from facts, vindication and exoneration from the Russian WikiLeaks and every other form of hoax perpetrated by the DNC, radical Democrats, and others. So let's just really quickly, I have to do this really quickly. I have to do this. Al Franken out, Eric Schneiderman out. Avenatti could be potentially facing the big house, the pokey, the slammer. Who else? I mean, there's a litany. Michael Cohen in prison. You have, well, you know what? Here, I had one segment that I did that talked about all the wins. Oh, then you had the Supreme Court victory recently for Trump, saying that he could use the Pentagon funds. I mean, it's uncanny. Everyone, Andrew McCabe under criminal investigation. Crime doesn't pay, and also going up against Trump doesn't pay. Adam Schiff opposes impeachment now. Trump's approval rating reaches a record high after his confrontation with the squad. It's probably higher. And it's like it doesn't end. And now you have a vindictive, malicious nasty lawsuit that was just waged to and then now he's replacing Dan Coates with John Ratcliffe. But now you have this vindictive lawsuit that was waged simply to utilize the media and the intelligence community, corrupt officials, and they couldn't even win a lawsuit. The ruling came as Democrats increasingly have sought to tie the Trump team to illegal activity in Russia in spite of former special counsel Robert Mueller's findings. Then you had Mueller's, what? I wasn't on the Lusitania. Then you have, Mueller's debacle there. I mean, where are the victories here? Where are the victories here for Democrats? They have every single conceivable advantage. Okay, so The Hill. Judge dismisses DNC lawsuit against Trump campaign, Russia, over interference. They couldn't even sue Russia. This is actually the day I became a Trump supporter. When they tried to sue WikiLeaks and Russia and President Trump, I said, I'm out of here. I'm just going to be a Trump supporter. And that's it. And thank God I became a Trump supporter. He's a very good president. He's the best president of my lifetime. I don't know a better president. I don't know anyone who's taking on Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan. What president do you know that took on the entire intelligence community, signs prison reform, first president to step foot in North Korea, first president to start a peace process between North and South Korea? Well, let's read. A federal judge in New York on Tuesday dismissed a lawsuit from the Democratic National Committee alleging that the Trump campaign, WikiLeaks, and the Russian government conspired to interfere in the 2016 election. What an absurd notion to begin with. What kind of imbeciles would agree? Oh, that's right, all Democrats. That's right. Judge Codal, a Clinton appointee, look at that, wrote in his ruling that the Trump officials were shielded from the allegations under the First Amendment, and he said that Russia could not be sued in the courts for the election interference, but had to face actions such as sanctions instead. They're going to sue Russia. Can you believe it? What was that? Russia hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie was cheated. We're going to sue you. We're going to sue you, country. We're going to sue you, country of Russia. Yeah, we're going to show you. And the indicted Russian intelligence officers based on Company One, which was CrowdStrike. The ruling comes days after former special counsel Robert Mueller testified before a pair of House committees, detailing his reports on Russian meddling. Oh, they're meddling. Those meddling kids. It's like a Scooby-Doo episode with these people. If it wasn't for those meddling kids, we would have had Madam Secretary. Who's running again? People say, and they become Harry Carey. How can she run if she's not even in the debates? There was a bunch of debates. You had Mi nombre es Beto. Buenas noches. She wasn't even in the debates. Who cares? Who cares? There are no rules. It's 10 strikes and you're out if it's a Democrat up at the plate. If it's a pitch out and the Republicans up, you've struck out. There are no rules. They cheated Bernie Sanders and they blamed Russia. There are no rules. No rules. No rules. No one was indicted. No one was she was forced to resign, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And then they say it was a fair primary. There are no rules. The Democratic Party is an extension of Bill and Hillary. Bill Clinton is an example of somebody who missed debates and then entered in October in 91. Iowa was January of 92, or beginning of February of 92. He entered in October. She's going to enter either October or November. This is a farce. They have no intention of going with any of these clowns. And it's unbelievable because it's unbelievable because you look at you look at what's taken place with the Democratic Party, and it is only an extension of two people. Then those two people utilized corrupt intelligence officials and unethical journalists who think that President Obama was the greatest president of all time. And Bush wasn't so bad. And they're completely warped. And they thought that they could sue. It's like, here, Democrats lose Trump campaign, Russia lawsuit. Donald Trump scored a win Tuesday when a federal judge dismissed a lawsuit by the Democratic National Committee claiming his presidential campaign conspired with Russian wikis to hack the DNC emails. Oh, what kind of... The defendants violated U.S. racketeering, computer fraud, and other laws in a brazen attack on American democracy, according to the suit. Here's a news flash. The DNC is the antithesis of American democracy. It is a private entity. We learned that from the DNC fraud lawsuit that Jared Beck, Elizabeth Beck, and Nico House waged. It is a private entity. They said they could pick whomever they want in smoke-filled back rooms. Then, when it suits them, they're part of American democracy, and you have to engage in sanctions and sue a country. I mean, only the Democrats are stupid enough to sue a country. And they're, what? There's emails that say that we cheated Bernie? We're suing you. Who are you? Russia, the entire nation of Russia. We're going to sue the entire country. It's like, this wasn't like copyright infringement or some kind of human rights violation. I don't know. It was like, we had CrowdStrike tell us that you hacked the DNC and it was a Russian plot because 20% of U.S. uranium capacity was sold under President Obama's administration, but we can't talk about that because Snopes says you can't do it. Even though, even in Snopes, it says that President Obama was the only person who could have vetoed the sale and didn't for some reason. And the New York Times cash flowed to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. And then you go, at first glance, this opinion raises, this is the DNC response, serious questions about our protections from foreign election interference. What kind of, like, gullible, weak-minded, malleable people do you think the citizens of the United States are? Nobody cares. The DNC could be hacked allegedly from here until eternity. Nobody cares. They're going to lose miserably with Clinton again. But they're going to convince just enough people so that she'll win, so that when the night comes next November 2020 and she loses again, who knows how they'll react? The Democrats will completely implode, which is fantastic, but who knows how they'll react? The Trump administration and Republican leaders in Congress are ignoring warnings from the president's own intelligence officials. So what? Who cares about these people? When were they right? In Gulf of Tonkin? WMD? Facebook ads linked with, purchased by Trump's campaign? Oh, that never happened. About foreign interference in the 2020 election. Foreign interference. Well, how did they interfere? Oh, they told people that the Democratic Party was corrupt and didn't have fair primaries and just picked candidates. Oh, that's right. We don't want foreigners to tell us that. Because Lord knows the Washington Post and New York Times would never tell us that. Who's that one guy? David Fahrenthold gets the Pulitzer Prize. The Pulitzer. Why? For finding out that Trump wasn't as charitable as he said he was. Something like that. Everybody gets Pulitzers if they're going after Trump. Meanwhile, Clinton, the pay-to-play, taking money from foreign countries, individuals, corporations, and then miraculously, beneficial treatment takes place, and the uranium one gives millions of dollars, but nothing to do with President Obama failing to veto the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity, and, oh, that's right, they weren't our enemies then. Now they're our enemies. What a sad, pathetic joke. The judge said the Constitution's First Amendment prevents the other defendants from being held liable for disseminating stolen material. We don't even know if it was stolen. Well, it was stolen. Fine. Stolen, yes. We don't know it was hacked. Just as the news media wouldn't be liable for publishing, quote, materials of public interest as long as they didn't participate in any wrongdoing. Free Assange tomorrow. Free Julian Assange tomorrow. Tomorrow. Free Assange tomorrow. The DNC didn't win in the court of public opinion, didn't win in court. They have no evidence of anything, and their own intelligence reports say that, yeah, we're not certain of anything. And the CrowdStrike was outsourced by Democrats. Sided with a trio of free speech groups. It's just unbelievable how the most gullible, these are the people who are like, we have to stop this tyrant. They have to stop this tyrant. And they're like, yeah, corrupt intelligence officials, go sue Russia. And indict anyone you can get your hands on as long as we can hurt that mean Trump who says mean things all the time. He's so mean. He is kicking their behinds left and right, and they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do because they can't stop. Trump says the witch hunt ends after the judge dismissed DNC lawsuit. Evidence was not sufficient. Mueller, and now you have a judge saying entirely divorced from the facts. That's the DNC for you. Check out HA2A. Subscribe to HA2A below, ladies and gentlemen. Huge win. He can't stop winning. HA2A, Trump is not racist. That's below in the pinned comment. Subscribe to that channel. And that channel will be... I have a new website coming out that channel will be transitioned towards. So every day I'll debunk the latest nonsense. So I debunk a whole bunch of things. Consider it a much better version of Snopes, but for Trump supporters, to actually obliterate the Trump derangement syndrome out there. It's basically a think tank for independent Trump supporters, anyone who just wants to defeat a person with Trump derangement syndrome or a person who just repeats nonsense. You'll have everything from, everything is linked and sourced to reputable sources. You even have parts of the intelligence, ODNI reports and DHS reports there, so the warranty disclaimers are there. There's graphics of them. It's awesome. You'll love it. When Trump said, he said both sides. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Not in the context, and certainly not in the meaning you claim. He's a racist. Nope, no, he's not. He worked with Russia. No, he didn't. He obstructed justice. That's laughable. No, he didn't. And they keep losing, and they don't even know they're losing. They think they're winning. That's what kind of imbeciles we're talking about here. They think they're winning. They really think that, they think because there's a whole, that the majority of the media does not like Trump, they think that because of that, they're winning. Meanwhile, they're losing, but they don't possess enough wisdom to realize that everything they do is motivated purely by contempt for Trump. not by any type of value system, okay? Medicare for all is an example. They're not... When Clinton comes and saves the day for Democrats, all of those people who said Clinton would win, and all of those people who said Russia worked with Trump, and all of those people who are yelling Medicare for all who don't like me, will then say vote for Clinton. And they'll be doing exactly what I've been saying they would do. The court has considered all of the arguments raised by the parties to the extent not specifically addressed. The arguments are either moot or without merit. For the reasons explained above, the DNC's second amended complaint is dismissed with prejudice. And the campaign motion for sanctions under Rule 11 is denied. Wow. Wow. Dismissed with prejudice. Wow. Give me your thoughts below. Yet another victory. Let me know when they win something. Let me know when they win something, because they're not going to win 2020. It's going to be Clinton's second time around. The second time around. Give me one more chance with Clinton. It'll be Clinton's second time around. All the voices, oh, we're so moral. Really? You're voting for Clinton again. And you're losing with her again. She's going to run. How could she run if she's not at the debates? She doesn't need to be at the debates. There are no rules. The DNC has no rules. They cheat left and right. They blame Russia without evidence. The evidence is that Clapper thinks it happened. The evidence is that Facebook ads nobody's ever seen were purchased. That's the meddling. And the DNC emails told us that Bernie Sanders was cheated. That's the big thing we have to worry about in our lives. This is hilarious. Because they lost its national security. If the reverse happened to Trump, oh, by the way, the reverse did. They purchased the Steele dossier, and the Steele dossier was compiled with help from Russian sources. They don't care. There was a ledger obtained from the Ukraine to set up Manafort. They don't care. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're talking about a real sinister political group. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so very much. Huge win. Subscribe to HA2A below in the pinned comment right now, please. Thank you.
Hey, lawyers.